Kia ora koutou, Reese from QuickSense here, and today we're looking at practical applications. Now this question is asking for the approximate bearing of Bob with respect to Adam. So this bearing here is, so if I were to draw around it, that bearing in that direction. So if we were to separate it out, with this being north, this being A, and this being B, we're looking for this in here. Let's call it theta. Now theta is equal to, theta is equal to 60 plus something, which is this in here. To figure that out, I recognize that actually this is a right angle triangle, and so I'm going to start to label my sides. The 100, well, that's opposite the right angle, so that's my hypotenuse. And the angle that I'm looking for, right, it's nestled between two sides. And because it's touching the side, that's the adjacent, next to. So I've got a hypotenuse and an adjacent, H and A. I think about Sokotoa. And I'm looking for the 3, or the ratio that has A and H, which is this one here. So C is equal to A over H. And actually that is what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for the angle. So what I'm going to do now is put this into something I can use. So cos x is equal to adjacent, which is 40, divided by 100. Now I'm going to do the inverse of cos to get x by itself. This is 0.4. Get my calculator out. 0.4. X is equal to 66.42 degrees. And I'm going to add that, right, to get theta. That's 60 plus 66.42, which is equal to 126.42 degrees. In this next question, we're asked to find the distance between Barbara and Chloe, which is this line here. We're given some information about a bearing, and also I can see that this is a right angle triangle. Another thing that I know is that the line C to B is parallel with the line A to N. Right, so these are in some sense similar. Okay? And I know that because C to B is going south. So what does that mean? Well, I can use that information to carry on this line. And that's often the case with practical problems or geometry problems. We're trying to find another line to help us solve a problem. Now this means that this angle here is going to be equal to this angle in here. So I know immediately that this is 60. Right, we've got our parallel line rules. So what does that mean? Well, now it's a trigonometry problem. Now I've got my right angle, and opposite I have my hypotenuse. I've got an angle in the corner, and next to it, adjacent, I'm actually given a distance. So what does that mean? Well, I'm looking for Sokotoa. I've got an A and an H, so we're going to use ka. I'll write that down, C equals A over H. Now this time I'm looking for H. So if I were to cover up H, I'm left with A over C. So at this point I'm going to start to put in some values. So the line BC is equal to A, 100, over C, which is cos 60, which is equal to 200 meters. So what's the distance between Barbara and Chloe? It's 200 meters.